A brand new form, the pure energy of chaos, the mastered Oozaru effect evident in the purest and Air Saiyan, the one who inherited most of the warrior race's pride. Can you guess who it is? If you said Vegeta, you're right. After taking only one blow from Frieza, he saw how vulnerable he is to attacks of great power, so he joins another Pure Saiyan for intensive training in the hyperbolic time chamber, this time enhanced. What will be the final result for Vegeta, who has come from an incredible ascent alongside Goku, the possible future destroyer god of Universe 7, showing his cards? Speaking of cards, layers on the table, subscribe, comment, and like the video. What is this form, this power? The energy of destruction flows as if I were in my Oozaru form. I only know this sensation because I can control the transformed Oozaru form. Can I go further and combine these two energies? If I can achieve this, I will finally surpass Kakarot and his Ultra Instinct. I will show Frieza that not only does he possess incredible strength. If you want to know more about how this story unfolds, stick with us until the end of this video. Interesting thing about Ultra Ego is that it strengthens as Vegeta suffers damage and the more he desires to battle, making Vegeta stronger as the fight progresses. Vegeta, as we know him, has always had this role of being the one who takes the most beating during fights. We see examples in the Frieza saga where he even dies and is later revived by the Dragon Balls. After that, with Cell and against Majin Buu, it's more of the same. But against Buu, he took the most beating and yet did not give up, continuing his fighting spirit even when practically broken by his opponent. From then on, an unshakable spirit was already shaping within Vegeta, a spirit that was enough to break free from Babiddi's control at will, emphasizing his total control even in Oozaru form. And if I told you that after the latest events in the manga where Vegeta reached the point of considering dying solely because of the sins of his race, the Saiyans, and because of a heroic act by Bardock, Goku's father, as told through Monaito, a Namekian who lives on the planet Cereal, Vegeta came to his senses. It has been a long time since he has been fighting for this, and for his own sins as well. This fact, in the Moro saga, he protects the Namekians from the hands of his enemy Moro, before he used to kill and attack them himself, and this was after Bardock, and the fight with Gas, still after that. The event that was unfolding there, Frieza's new transformation, with his black form, capable of defeating Goku and Vegeta with just one blow, showing his new strength. This hammered Vegeta's head for days, so he sought a way to evolve his Ultra Ego. He who was already on Earth after the events that took place and the fight between Goku and Gohan on Beerus's planet decides to ask for help from Broly, who had now awakened as a Super Saiyan without losing control. But Vegeta's plan was to push Broly to his limit and make him lose control so that he could receive his blows at his full strength as in their fight against Broly in the movie Dragon Ball Super. Broly, a movie where fusion was necessary for them to partially defeat Broly, since before the final blow he manages to escape with his life to another planet. Before we continue, let's talk a little about how Vegeta reached his current level of power and what was needed for that and what Ultra Ego really is. Ultra Ego is used by the gods of destruction and, as Vegeta has demonstrated, is also accessible to those who train with them. This transformation challenges the variance of the Super Saiyan and is like a mixture between the Saiyan form and the destructive power of a god of destruction. To activate it, Vegeta needs to suffer significant damage, which increases his power, but also limits his potential based on his resistance to damage. Vegeta's fight against Granola illustrated the limitations of the Ultra Ego form, as he began to falter due to the excess damage suffered. This ability can be seen as a berserker state, focused on brute strength and an aggressive approach in battle. The user needs to have the mentality of a chaotic destroyer, being practically the opposite of Ultra Instinct. Ultra Ego allows Vegeta to surrender to the heat of battle, letting his Saiyan instincts take over, providing a significant advantage in combat. In summary, while Ultra Ego is an adrenaline rush that enhances strength through direct confrontation, To achieve it, Vegeta underwent rigorous training under Beerus, the god of destruction. This form emerged during the epic battle with Granola, a Cerealian warrior seeking revenge against the Saiyans. Granola wanted to avenge the genocide of his race, committed by the Saiyans under Frieza's orders when the latter was the emperor, before being defeated by Goku. Things heated up when Granola refused to listen to Goku and Vegeta, claiming they had nothing to do with the extinction of the Cerealian race and that the real culprit was Frieza. Granola mercilessly beat Goku, and the only person who stood between him and an unconscious Goku was Vegeta. However, Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue evolved form was no match for Granola's strength, as the latter received the wish to become the strongest being in the universe. That's when Vegeta unleashed the power of Ultra Ego. Continuing from where we left off about the training with Broly in the hyperbolic time chamber, Vegeta convinced Broly to raise his ki to its maximum level, using the same mental technique he used against Kyable, saying he could not protect his friends from Frieza's hands, etc. And it worked. In this way, Vegeta activates his Ultra Ego and begins to take blow after blow while trying to maintain his form for as long as possible. And in that same time, raising his ki and focusing as if it were Ultra Instinct, only the focus is the power of his race, and the people he loves constantly pass through his head, and Broly continues in an intense heat of battle. Vegeta feels different, but as Broly increases his ki, he loses more control, so Vegeta lets out a scream, which he had never done before, as if it were a command to Broly, and he instinctively recoils, and he comes back to himself and still maintains total brute force. Neither of them understands what happened, so they stop the fight to rest, and Vegeta falls asleep after a hearty meal and has a dream. In the dream, he turns into an Oozaru, but he has no control, even without the tail, and he ends up killing all his loved ones, everyone who is there, Bulma, Bulla, and Bulma's parents. Then, he starts to sweat cold and again lets out that scream. When he wakes up, he sees himself floating and with hair on his body that grew rapidly, so he removes them, and the training continues for days. Then, on any given day in training, he begins to feel the difference. More mental control, and that scream seemed to have ceased, seemed at peace with himself. Then he begins again to take a beating from Broly without reacting. Suddenly something nostalgic came to his mind, his heart beating, feeling his body wanting to transform into an Oozaru. What is this form, this power? The energy of destruction flows as if I were in my Oozaru form. I only know this sensation because I can control the transformed Oozaru form. Can I go further and combine these two energies? If I can achieve this, I will finally surpass Kakarot and his Ultra Instinct. I will show Frieza that not only does he possess incredible strength. So he asks Broly to attack him with all his remaining energy. Broly hesitates for a while but soon prepares his attack. Then that huge ki blast comes towards Vegeta and he receives it with open chest. That sensation of Oozaru, of Ultra Ego, of transformation, and the sensation of almost death makes him awaken. Then like a flash, very fast a light covers the entire place. Broly tries to see what is happening and only sees Vegeta, who in just a few seconds went from Oozaru form to Ultra Ego only. In a different way, the combination of these two transformations, the Saiyan represented by the Oozaru and the Destruction God represented by the Ultra Ego together with the calm and peace he achieved on Earth, bring forth the Ultra Ego in its second form, the complete form. Vegeta just smiles at Broly and falls before him with such power in his hands. Then Broly takes him out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and Dend heals Vegeta, but he still does not wake up, he who is now in a coma after so much energy in one being, and so they take him home for medical care and from his wife Bulma. Dend asks Broly what happened in there, since it was in another dimension. Dend says he heard a scream echoing twice from the hyperbolic time chamber, and Broly says it was Vegeta's and he couldn't explain it, but he said he felt the pure power of a Saiyan after hearing that scream from Vegeta and that Vegeta had a ki, and a form never seen before. So they end the conversation right there. Vegeta, literally the purest heir of the Saiyans. Only he would truly achieve a form linked to the Oozaru, don't you think? What did you think of all this? And this could unfold in several ways. I really hope Vegeta takes his pride forward and shows that the Saiyan race is still alive. The good part of it in this case, with an Ultra Ego 2 as mentioned in the video, or with some other name to demystify these godly phases and bring lineage factor back into focus. Well guys, thank you to those who made it this far. Thanks for everything and until next time.